Hello, today we will see how to analyze ECG, arrhythmias and heart blocks. So before going to ECG, we'll start with the conduction system of heart. I have already uploaded a brief video regarding the conduction system of heart. So if you did not see the video, please watch the video. So now I will roughly explain the conduction system of heart. So from SA node, the electric impulses starts and it causes the contraction of right and left atrias. Also, the impulses pass to the AV node. So AV node is situated here, and from the AV node, the electric impulses enters into the bundle of His, and from bundle of His through the right and left bundle branches, it enters into the Purkinje fibers. Then the ventricle contracts and the blood pumps out of the ventricles. So in ECG, we can represent it as PQRST waves. So P wave is the atrial depolarization or the atrial contraction, and QRS indicate the ventricular depolarization or ventricular contraction. Now we have T wave here. This is the ventricular repolarization or complete cardiac diastole, relaxation of the heart. Now we have some normal timings for these impulses to pass through the heart. They are, first one is PR interval. This is from the starting of P to the starting of R. This PR interval is around 0.12 to 0.20 seconds. This is the time taken for the SA node to send impulses to the AV node. Now we have QRS complex here. The normal timing for QRS complex is between 0.04 to 0.1 second. So the QRS is the time taken for the ventricle to contract, and that is around 0.04 to 0.1 second. Now we have QT interval here. So it is around 0.32 to 0.4 second, and another one is ST segment, that is from S to T. This will be around 0.08 seconds. So this is the average time which is taken for a complete cardiac cycle. That will be around 0.8 seconds. Now let us see how to analyze ECG, or this is a graphical representation of conduction system of heart, or how the electrical impulses pass through the heart. And to analyze ECG, we will have a graph here. Normally in a graph we have X and Y axis. Here the X or the horizontal axis indicate the time, and the Y axis indicates the electricity in millivolts. Here in this graph we have small and big boxes. One small box is equal to 1 mm. That is equal to 0.04 seconds. Now this is a one big box which has 5 small boxes here. So 5 small box is equal to one big box, that is around 5 mm. We know one small box is 1 mm. So one big box will be 5 mm. That is equal to 0.20 seconds. And now we know that one cardiac cycle will be 0.8 seconds. So it will be around 4 big boxes. So in normal ECG, we will have this PQRST lies in 4 big boxes. Now let us see the arrhythmias. Arrhythmias are nothing but the abnormal heart rhythm. Before going to arrhythmias, let us see normal sinus rhythm first. Normal sinus rhythm, we know PQRST waves will be there, and the rate will be around 60 to 100 beat per minute. Also, the waves will be regular and it will have the continuity. Especially the atrial and the ventricular rates will be same. And here one cardiac cycle will be around 0.80 seconds. In normal sinus rhythm, we can analyze the heart rate. The formula is 300 divided by number of large squares. Let us take this RR interval, and from one R to another R, how many big boxes are there? We just need to count that. Suppose in this ECG, from this R to this R, in between this RR interval, we have 4 big boxes. So heart rate is equal to 300 divided by number of large squares. So 300 divided by 4, that is equal to 75. So the heart rate will be 75 here. Now let us see what is sinus bradycardia. In sinus bradycardia, we will have heart rate below 60 beats per minute. And here the distance between the cardiac cycle is too long. So from one hour to another hour, the distance will be long, but it will be equal. It will be regular and continuous. Now let us see the sinus tachycardia. In sinus tachycardia, we will have heart rate above 100 beat per minute. The distance between cardiac cycle will be short. So from 1 hour to another hour, the distance will be short. Here we will have QRS complex will be narrow, and this can lead to decrease the cardiac output and the BP. So the management will be beta blockers and calcium channel blockers. Now let us see supraventricular tachycardia or SVT. In SVT, the heart rate will be more than 140 beats per minute and it can rise up to 250 beats per minute. Here the QRS complex will be very narrow. In SVT, we will have narrow QRS complex and most of the time we could not recognize a P wave here. The rhythm will be regular, that is the RR interval will be regular. The management of SVT is first we can do the carotid massage, and drug of choice is injection adenosine. This is a very short acting drug, so within 2 seconds it should be administered. After resistant SVT, injection amiodarone is the drug of choice. The next one is atrial flutter. Here we will have an ECG like this or tooth appearance in the ECG. So as the name indicates, there is some problem in the atria and here the P wave will be abnormal. It will be like this and the QRS will be normal here. So the RR interval is regular. So the drug of choice will be beta blockers and calcium channel blockers. Next we will see the atrial fibrillation. The atrial fibrillation is one of the most dangerous arrhythmias. Here we will have no proper P wave. It is actually from the SA node, the electricity should pass to the AV node. So here the re-entry circuit in atria is happening. So the electricity which is passing from the atria is entered again into the atria. It is not going to the AV node. So here there will be no coordination between atria and the ventricles. So the ECG will be look like same as supraventricular tachycardia, but here the RR interval will be irregular. In supraventricular tachycardia, we have seen that the RR interval will be regular, but in atrial fibrillation, the RR interval will be irregular because there is no coordination between atria and the ventricle. Here the ventricular contraction is also more than 100 beats per minute. The management will be completely dependent on the background cause. So mostly the drug of choice will be anticoagulant and the antiarrhythmic drugs like amiodarone and sometimes cardioversion is also required. There are two types of shocks which can be administered through the defibrillator. One is cardioversion and the another one is defibrillation. The cardioversion is the synchronized administration of shock during a R wave in a cardiac cycle, and defibrillation is non-synchronized random administration of shock during a cardiac cycle. So in atrial fibrillation we will give cardioversion because we have the QRS complex here, we have to synchronize it with the P wave. So here we will normally give the cardioversion. The next one is ventricular tachycardia or VT. Here there is no definite P wave. This QRS complex will be white but regular. In this case, the patient may or may not have the pulse. If there is pulse, we will administer antiarrhythmic drugs like amiodarone infusion. And if the patient is hemodynamically unstable and without pulse, we will start with CPR and defibrillation. So here we will use defibrillation because we don't have a definite P wave here to synchronize, so that we can give defibrillation. The next one is ventricular fibrillation. It is the most dangerous condition. Here there will be a disorganized ECG and no definite P wave, no definite QRS complex will be there. There will be no heart rate or cardiac output. Patient will be in unconscious state, and this is a very severe condition, and it should be correct within 3 to 5 minutes because there is no cardiac output or pulse or BP. ECG will be varying. This will be irregular in nature, a wave-like structure and vibrating. So when we see the management of VF, we know that the patient is unconscious and there is no cardiac output or BP present. So we will start with CPR. Airway management and defibrillation. Counter shocks can be given if necessary or if the ECG is not reverting back. The drug of choice will be adrenaline and amiodarone. The last one is asystole. Here there is complete absence of electrical impulses. So there is no myocardial contraction and the wave will be a straight line. Here the management will be CPR and adrenaline defibrillation. Also one more condition is there, that is pulseless electrical activity or PEA. That is nothing but the electrical impulses. So here there is no definite ECG will be there, but the management is same like CPR, adrenaline and defibrillation and the airway management. Now let us see the heart blocks or atrioventricular block. The blocks are nothing but the partial or total blockage of electrical impulses between the atria and ventricle. So here from SA node, the impulses are not coming into the AV node. Here there will be a partial or total blockage of this electrical impulses. In this case, the heart rate will be low with abnormal rhythms. According to the severity, the blocks are divided into 3 types. That is first degree, second degree, third degree. The second degree block can be divided into 2, that is Wenckebach or Mobitz type 1 and Mobitz type 2. Now let us see first degree AV block. In the first degree AV block, there will be slowdown of impulses from SA node to AV node. So actually the impulses are coming, but it is very slowly coming. So we will have a prolonged PR interval. From P to R there will be longer duration. In this case the heart rate will be low, the rhythm will be regular. The P and the QRS complexes are normal. The patient may be asymptomatic. So in first degree AV block, the patient can be asymptomatic. Now let us see the second degree AV block. The second degree AV block can be divided into 2, that is Mobitz type 1 and type 2. This Mobitz type 1 is called as Wenckebach. Here there is disturbance, delay or interruption of atrial impulse to the ventricles. So here what happens? Progressive prolonging of PR and occasional absence of QRS complex can be happen. So in this ECG we can see that here we can see in this cardiac cycle the PR interval is short. When we are coming to next cardiac cycle, the PR interval is slightly increased or prolonged here, and when we see the third cardiac cycle, this prolonging is increased here. So this is the progressive prolonging of PR interval, and when we see here, this is P, Q, R, S, T. Next one is P. Again we have missed a beat here. So this is a P and we don't have a QRS complex here. And again it starts with P, Q, R, S. And this type of cycle will be continuing. Progressive prolongation of PR interval and occasional absence of one QRS complex. This is called as second degree AV block type 1. Now let us see Mobitz type 2. Here there will be regular PR and QRS complex. So as we can see here, PQRST, again PQRST, again PQRST. So regular PR and QRS complex will what happens here? Missing one QRS in between. So here we have PQRST, again we have P here, and here there is a missing of QRS complex, again here PQRST. So there is a missing of QRS complex here. Whereas in Mobitz type 1 we had a prolonged PR interval and missing of one QRS complex. Here there is no prolongation. Here the PQRST are normal, but in between there will be a missing of QRS complex. So this is a severe condition because in Mobitz type 1 there is a problem with the conduction of SA node to AV node. But in Mobitz type 2 there is a problem with the bundle of His or the Purkinje fibers. So this is severe than Mobitz type 1. So mostly this is an irreversible case. The patient may end up with hypotension, angina and dizziness. So the management will be permanent pacemaker. Now let us see the complete heart block or the third degree AV block. So as the name indicates, this is complete heart block. There is no signals from SA to AV node. So what will happen here? There will be any relationship between P and QRS here. No connection between atria and ventricle. The atria beats as its own and ventricle beats as its own. From the SA node, there is no impulses are coming to the AV node. So the AV node initiates its own electrical impulses. As we can see here, there is 2 P waves and here it is 3. Again it is 2. Now this is 3. So like that there will be no relationship between P and QRS. So here there is no coordination between atria and ventricle. In third degree AV block, the patient need immediate medical attention. The patient may be unconscious and no cardiac output. The management is implantation of pacemaker. I hope you understand this video. If you like the video, please like, share and comment. Also subscribe my channel and don't forget to press the bell button. Thank you.